What's up, Hyper Drivers? Welcome back to the channel. Today in the house, I have the Mandalorian and Child Legacy Replica statue by Iron Studios. This is a 1/4 scale statue depicting the Mandalorian as you would have seen him towards the end of season 1. So I'm really happy to have this one in the house. I absolutely love this. Now, if you want to see an unboxing of this statue, I did a live unboxing recently on the MCE channel, on our other channel. And you can go there. I'll leave a link right up here or right over here, wherever it pops up, for you guys to get to it, so you can see all the excitement and the fun of a live unboxing, as well as me answering questions to many things like the weight and the size and that sort of thing. Today, though, we're going to talk about the statue and we're going to do a review of this piece. I'm going to go over the good and the bad. Now, let me start off by saying that I love this statue. I am very, very happy with my purchase. I think this thing is badass. So I think it's an incredible looking piece. I'm extremely happy with my purchase. But this is a review. In the review, I tell you the good stuff about a piece, the bad stuff, some stuff that I think I can't deal with, some stuff that I love, and I just, some other things that I don't really care for or whatever. I just give you all of the details. Some things are factual, some things are just my opinion, but that is just a review for you guys to better make an assessment of how you're going to go about spending your money, because these things are very expensive. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so what do I love about this piece? First off, the thing that drove me to it is the presence of the statue, the overall composition, the size of it. This thing is about 22 inches tall, 13 inches deep and wide at the base, a little bit more wider when you consider the length of the pulse rifle if you decide to display it this way. It's awesome. It captures the essence of the Mandalorian, in my opinion. It's got his walk down. He has this very tough guy type of feel to it. Has a little bit of a daddy daycare thing, like he's going on a stroll with his youngster, but he has this don't mess with me type of appearance to him. So I love it. This is why I'm drawn to this character, and I think they captured it pretty well. Other aspects of this statue that I think are fantastic is the base. I think that makes it stand out over the other Mandalorian quarter scale statues out there. It depicts him in a scene. It could be Navarro, it could be Tatooine, but it has that whole scene of him being on some kind of alien planet. The lower part of the base has this museum style type of effect to it, so it's very symmetrical, 13 inches in diameter all the way around, and then it has kind of like, I guess, what would be a Beskar type of feel to the base. I think that could have been painted more Beskar looking, but I think that's what they were trying to go for. And it's complete with a Mudhorn sigil at the very front of it, which is cool. And they have it angled perfectly so that when you aim this statue looking forward, like how you would right here, the sigil aims forward. So I like that they did that. The base itself, like I said, it could be Navarro, it could be Tatooine. It's got a rock desert type of feel to the base itself. Lots of nice colors in there. You got browns and light browns and rocks and that kind of stuff. Lots of texture, which makes it look good. But what really makes this thing stand out is the Stormtrooper helmet right here. I love the way that looks. You got that really deteriorated, destroyed looking Stormtrooper helmet. This sets the scene, giving us this feel that it's ages since the end of the Empire. And then the helmet itself looks like it's been there for a while. It's got grime and there's texturing on it. There's cracks in the helmet, which look really cool. I love all the grime buildup that's here on the left side of the helmet, which looks really, really good. I like how that came out. And it just has this feeling that it's been there for a very long time. So I like the way that all looks. The rock formation leads up, and then it's complete with the prim, which is sitting on top of it. And this keys in with like a magnet. I like the way that looks. It gives it the illusion that it's floating. The prim itself has some weathering and texture on it as well, but that's all really done with paint. The inside of the prim actually is where all of the detail is. You can see that it has texturing in the blanket that's behind Baby Grogu, and then you also have texturing in his outfit that he's wearing. Baby Grogu itself looks great. I like the way they sculpted him. He looks pretty good. I like that they gave him this glassy, watery eye effect to it. Gives it that whole cute feel to him. He has this curious but cautious appearance, so I think that's very accurate for the scene in the film. So moving into Din himself, I think they did a great job capturing the essence of the Mandalorian. I mean, he has that tough guy look. He's very powerful looking, which I think is great. And they got the walk down. He's got the swagger walk. He's got a very unique walk, I think, and I think Iron Studios did a good job of capturing that. The suit itself, I think, is done very well. Overall design, there are some inaccuracies in the suit, and again, we'll get into that here in just a little bit. But just going over the artistic, aesthetic looks of the suit, I think they did a great job with it. The arms key in on the sides and the helmet keys in at the very top, just at the cape. So there's no seams that you can readily see. Everything kind of looks just like it forms the way it's supposed to, which I think they did a great job with the build on that. The sculpt is great. You got texturing in the boots, you know, and then you also have this smooth appearance to the shin guard, so it gives you some kind of contrast there through texture and then also through color, because the boots have, you know, different shades there of browns and dirt on it, whereas the shin guards has a cool gray, so that gives it a nice balance right there. The armor and all of the weapons that come with this, I think they got all of the accessories that should be with the Mandalorian down. So you have everything from like the whistling birds here, you have the grav grenades, you got the pistol on the side and the pulse rifle in the back, as well as a bunch of bullets on the utility belt and then on the straps around them. The design of the pulse rifle and the pistol, I think, are done pretty accurately to what it's supposed to look like. All of the little details and greeblies that are on them, I think, are included, which looks cool. There's a bluing effect on the very front of the pulse rifle, which I think adds a really nice effect to it. I think that came out real nicely, and you have all kinds of different details and texture in the rifle, which make it stand out, and I think it's great. I wouldn't, to me, you can have the option to not display it with it, but I would display it. It looks cool with the rifle, in my opinion. It just makes them look more badass. All right, so I love that. The cape on the back, don't crucify me for this. I kind of wish it was a cloth cape. And normally I love sculpted. You know, I love sculpted capes. That's my thing. But the fact on this one is that I feel like I could have made the flow of the cape a little bit better had I had like a wired cloth cape. And I think that would have had a nice effect to it. They still did a great job with it. The cape keys in first with a slot on one side and a magnet on the other, and it pops right into place, and then the helmet goes right on top of that. So the design of that came out really nicely. So great job on all of those details. They think they got it down pretty well. The helmet looks 99% of the way accurate. And there's some people that are claiming that it doesn't look good. There are a few things about it that are off, like the visor. It could have been a little more curved. I think it's the way the design is. It's a little straight on the way the sculpt looks, but it's subtle. It's so subtle that it's hard to pick up. And I don't think that the average person would grab that. It's just the Star Wars geeks that I think would catch it. But still, I think they did a great job on the helmet. It gives it that whole look, and it completes the entire design. So overall, I think there's a lot of great things about this statue. There are a few things about this piece that may bug you, and that's what I'm about to get into right now. All right, the bad, the inaccuracies. There are a lot of inaccuracies on this statue. The first one, the one that's blaring on everyone, is the design of the prim. So this is the prim as it was seen at the beginning of The Mandalorian, in the first episode, maybe the second episode, they had this. But by the time he got the Mudhorn sigil, the prim was redesigned. The prim was recreated by Quill, and they made a more metallic looking finish to it. So it had I wouldn't say Beskar, but it has like a metal look to the prim by the end of the show. So that's something that bugs a lot of fans. Oddly enough, Hot Toys didn't include that design of the prim. They included the exact same design prim with their Beskar version, but they have a switch out shoulder plate so that you can make it look more accurate for the scene. Other inaccuracies, like I said, there's a lot of them. The knee pad on this is actually only on the non-Beskar version of the suit. By the time he got the Beskar version, this was taken off and there was actually nothing there. So this part here is inaccurate. Moving on to the leg plate here. So this is accurate in the fact that it's not Beskar. In the TV show, he only had one on the left leg. But on this right side one, there was a lot more damage on it. There was actually some welding marks that looked like he had been repaired. So that's missing on this one. Moving on the sides, the side pads here on his hips, and then over here is supposed to be like a gray color. Also, they have a different shape and it looks more smooth on the show. Over here, it's got kind of like more texturing to it, and it actually has kind of like a cool blue-gray that's going on there. The undersuit that he has in the show, it comes off as like a warm gray, like a brown almost. Here it has like a cool gray effect to it. So that could be the way that the light played with it in the scenes that I got screenshots from, but even the Hot Toys version has it more of like a brownish warm type of gray, whereas this is more of a cool gray. So that's a little bit off. The hand pads that he has here, these are supposed to be kind of like a dirty white color. They come across as gray on this paint job here. They could have been more of a white color. The chest plate. So in the show, the chest plate here is 2 different plates so that Din can move, so the Mandalorian can move and fight. The under part kind of protects the stomach, and then you have the upper chest plate, and they kind of move independently of each other as he fights. Here, it's designed a little high. It's actually got a little bit of a different shape on the show, and it sits a lot lower, and it also sits in a lot more on his chest. So if you look at it from the side, it's got kind of a weird look to it, as you can see. So it makes this strap here kind of fold in a little bit, which is a little bit strange. That could have been pushed in a lot more. So that's a little bit off. That's really it as far as the inaccuracies. The last thing I would say as far as an artistic preference, in my opinion, is the cape has really good texture, and it gives you the vibe that it's tethered, which it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be worn and all that. But they sculpted in like holes in the cape. They just didn't put holes in the cape. I don't understand why they didn't do that. They could have put, you know, cutouts and stuff like that into it. I just think it would have given the cape a little bit more, which that would have been kind of cool to see. And that is really all of the issues that they have. There is one final thing. All of this that I've just explained here doesn't even bother me. You know, it's like I understand that these are inaccurate, and that's fine. I still think that the overall vibe of the statue looks like the Mandalorian, and that's what I think I like the most. So all of that doesn't bother me at all, but this one thing about the statue bugs me to all hell. All right, so there's one thing about the statue that really bugs me. Everything else that I've told you before, there are a lot of inaccuracies. Yeah, I get it, but that stuff doesn't bother me. This one thing really bugs me, all right? So the armor. Now, the Beskar look, the Beskar armor gets its color from a paint called Alumoluster. And Alumoluster is very expensive, very difficult paint to get a hold of. So I understand why they maybe didn't use that for this. Would have been awesome if they were able to. I think it would have made it look a hell of a lot better. I'm almost contemplating thinking about trying to find the paint itself and then just repainting the armor pieces the way they're supposed to look in the show. But that's not it. What bugs me about this is that the chest, so what they used to create the gloss effect that you get from Alumoluster is they added a clear gloss coat to the silver paint that they used for the, or that, it's not really silver, but a silverish kind of paint that they used for the Beskar to give it that nice shine, right? What happened here though, on mine anyway, is the chest and the shoulder pads, on both shoulder pads, there's an orange peeling effect that's now happened to it, and I don't know what caused that exactly. So it makes the chest and the shoulder pads look like there's a texture, whereas the helmet, the leg bracer here, or the leg armor plate, and then the forearm plates here, they look smooth, right? They look smooth. They don't have any of that texturing effect. All of this makes it look like got like water ripples in the chest and in the shoulders, and I think that's a QC issue. I think that if you saw that, they should have taken and repainted it, because it's a pain in the ass for me to have to fix. I have to take now and sand down those areas, and then after sanding, repaint, you know, to try to get that smooth effect to it. All right, and that's it. That's all the stuff that I could come up with on this piece, the good and the bad. Overall, I think this is an awesome statue. I'm extremely happy with my purchase. All right, guys, I love this statue. Now, I know there's questions people are asking me already. What would you buy, the Iron Studios one or the Sideshow one? I bought them both, and the reason why I bought them both is because I can't give you my honest opinion on the Sideshow statue yet. School's still out on that one. I can't give you my opinion on that until I see that thing in person. From the pictures, it looks really good too. I know people have some issues with the swagger walk that he has, and there's some worry about the way the prim keys in on the cape. I can't give you my honest opinion on those things though until I actually see it in person. In my opinion, I think that this was well worth my purchase, so I'm very happy with what I purchased. You know, if you guys feel the same way, you know, then, you know, if you guys want to take that chance, that's on you. So, you know, it's your decision. I'm giving you, you know, my thoughts on this piece and the things that I see with it, and you guys can take that and run with it. Tell me what you guys think about that. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts on this statue are, and until next time, guys, may the force be with you.